Have you ever wanted a machine learning best friend that can tell you what's good and what's bad about your code from a code quality perspective? Well, let's find out. In this video, we're going to take a look at Amazon CodeGuru. Now, Amazon CodeGuru is essentially a machine learning algorithm or way to take a look at code based on different languages and look at the quality that's in the code currently and then see where it can make recommendations. Now, there are two components when it comes to Amazon CodeGuru. The first is Amazon CodeGuru profile, and essentially what that looks at is it looks at the most expensive lines of code in your code currently. The second is Amazon CodeGuru Reviewer, which uses machine learning to identify all of the different critical issues that are happening in your code right now. So in this video, let's jump into a demo and see how this actually all works. I'm at the AWS Management Console here, and I'm going to search for CodeGuru. I'm going to click on CodeGuru, and I do have a repository here for Go. Unfortunately, CodeGuru only supports Java right now. I'm really hoping that kind of changes later on. I don't personally write in Java, so I actually took a test example application from GitHub so we can just kind of see how this works, just because I was really curious. So I'm going to go back to CodeGuru here, and then I'm going to choose a service. So again, we have the profiler, and then we have the reviewer. So I am really curious on the reviewer because I do want to see how it works for different recommendations and stuff like that. So I'm going to click on Code Reviewer, and I'm going to get started. So I'm going to choose where my code is. In this case, it isn't GitHub, and I am connected to GitHub. Now, just to show you kind of how this works, if I disconnect from GitHub and I connect to GitHub again, we can see that I am connected because I have signed in already. But if you haven't already done this, you'll just have to type in your password and your username, and that's it. So then we're going to check what repository we want to use. In this case, I'm going to use the, let's see if it comes up. Hold on one second. Nope. All right, let's try this again. All right, here we go. In Java JUnit sample. And then we're going to click associate. So now at this point, it's going to start to associate the code here for us. So let's just give this a few minutes and wait for this to complete. And we can now see that our repository has been associated. So with that, we can see actions. So for example, we can view repository details, or we can disassociate that repository. If we click here, we'll see that it's going to bring up GitHub. If I go back here, and I'm going to go to my dashboard. So at this point, we can see that it is associated. The source is GitHub, and then today's date. And then we can also see profiling groups here, but these are just the defaults, the one that comes with CodeGuru, essentially just for testing purposes. So let's go to code reviews, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to repository analysis, and we're going to go to create repository analysis. We're going to select our repository, our Java JUnit sample, the branch, we're going to choose master, and then what we can do is we can click create repository analysis. And then what this is going to do is this is going to go through and create an analysis based on this Java JUnit sample application. And now we can see that the status is successfully completed. It does take maybe 4 to 5 minutes, give or take, so definitely give it a little bit of time. So now what we can do is we can click on the name here, and right off the bat, we can see that the CodeGuru reviewer successfully finished reviewing the source code. We can see an ARN if we wanted to, and then we can also see the metered lines of code. We can see the time that this was created, update, the type, and then the recommendations. So as we can see, we do have 0 recommendations here. So if we go back to associated repositories again, we can see that our repository here is associated. And then if we go to dashboard, now this is really cool because we can see different things like the pull requests. We can see lines of code that are currently metered. We can see the repository and what's associated. And then we can also see that, we're on the free trial here, and we see the expiration date and the days remaining. And then we can also see this profiling group. So let's go ahead and actually click on this demo profiling group with issues, and we can see that there are 4 recommendations. So I'm going to click on these recommendations, and we can see right off the bat, for example, recreation of AWS SDK service client. So we can see that the profile spent 18.57% of the runnable and block time on frames related to this issue. If we scroll down, we can also see that there's excessive debug and trace logging. We can see that there's recreation of loggers, and we can also see that there's a repeated JSON object mapper creation. And then if we go to, for example, let's go back up here and let's go to excessive debug trace logging. And then we click on suggested resolution steps, and then it actually gives you a resolution step in here. So it doesn't just give you a problem. It's like, go do whatever you want now. It actually gives you a resolution to a problem that you may be facing. Now, you can't guarantee that this is like the best resolution, but AWS is definitely giving you that resolution based on best practices. And with that, that is CodeGuru in 5 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you again next time.